Alright, so we're going to go through one question a day here. This is question 1 off the 2019 free response questions. The sizes in square feet of the 20 rooms in a student residence hall at a certain university are summarized in the following histogram. Part A. Based on the histogram, write a few sentences describing the distribution of room size in the residence hall. Alright, so we have a histogram here. That means when we're describing it, we're going to want to look at 3 things: shape, center, and spread. So shape. This is obviously bimodal. There are 2 modes, one between 150 and 200 and another between 250 and 300. There is only one room in between those 2 sizes. But bimodal is the big part of that. Center. So with bimodal, it's always a little weird. We can talk about the center here because the histogram is small enough where we know that the center is going to be somewhere in one of these 2. Right, because there's 9 over here. This is 9, and this is 10 in those 2, and so this is 10. And this is 10. So the center is going to be like in one of the average of this one and the smallest out of there. So where it actually is, we don't know. It's somewhere between 200 and 300, where the median is, anyways. And we don't get to use this because it says based on histogram. So the center would be somewhere between 200 and 300. And then the spread, we could do a couple things. We could estimate where the quartiles are and come up with an IQR. We could try and come up with a range. Or we could just say what the smallest and the largest possibly are. So if we try to go for the IQR, okay, so that's 10, so we'd want 5 and 5, so it's going to be somewhere in there. We'd want 5 and 5, so it'll be somewhere in there. So the IQR will be somewhere between, 150 and 50 feet is what the IQR would possibly be. The range would be somewhere between this distance and this distance, which would be 150 to 250 feet. And then you could just say the largest and the smallest as well. So the largest room is at least 100 feet, whereas the smallest room is at least 100 square feet. The largest room is less than 350 feet. All right. Based on B, summary statistics for these sizes are given in the following table. Determine whether there are potential outliers in the data, then use the following grid to sketch a box plot of room size. Alright, so outliers. We're going to use Q3 plus 1.5 times the IQR and Q1 minus 1.5 times the IQR. Alright, IQR in this case is 292 minus 174. What is that? Something 18, 118. All right. So if we multiply this by 1.5 and add it to 292, we get a number larger than 315. There is not an outlier on the maximum side. If we take our IQR, multiply it by 1.5, and subtract it from 174, we get a number that's less than 0. So there is not an outlier on the minimum side. You should show that work because it specifically asks, determine whether there are potential outliers. So you should show that work. 292 plus 1.5 times 118 and 134 minus 1.5 times 118. and this is greater than 314 or whatever that was, and this is less than 134. No, sorry, this should be a 174. Less than 134. So there are no outliers. All right. Now use the following grid to sketch a box plot of room size. All right. So we're putting a vertical line at the minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and maximum. So 134 is there. 174 is there. Median is 253.5 there. 292 is there. And 3, whatever that is there. Alright. These are our box. And we extend out to there. We don't have any dots because there were no outliers. That is our box plot. Alright. C. What characteristic of the shape of the distribution of room size is apparent from the histogram but not from the box plot? It's bimodal. You can't see that in the box plot. You could see that clearly in the histogram. And that's it.